Hi, welcome to another episode of The Corporate Shift. My name is Ingrid H. Turner. I am the spiritual advisor here at Corporate Hippie Connection. I am thrilled as ever to be here with you today. So if you are new to this series and you are an entrepreneur, a C-level executive for an incredible organization, or a mastermind thinker, a creative, any and all of the above, this series is for you. This series is all about merging energy and business, spirituality and business. This is for people who know they have something here to contribute to the world, and you are doing it through the avenue of your passion. And that's where I step in to help you validate your experience. You kind of probably know a lot of what I'm here to talk to you about today. And if you don't, then it's going to be one of those, aha, yes, that's the missing link. So we have a lot of episodes already that you can go back through our timeline and catch up. They're just little bite-sized chunks, 5-10 minutes. And they're just here to get you thinking, get you churning, and get you implementing maybe some radical new ideas into your business that is going to supercharge what you have to offer to this world. And it's going to make your life and your work more full of joy. And if we're not doing that in our life, what are we doing? So let's talk about something that's been in the news recently. We're talking about people going back to the office, going back to work. COVID gave people an entire year of being removed from under the watchful eyes of employers and managers. They were able to work from home, meet deadlines, working to their own schedule, and sort of mix up their life, get their stuff done when they needed to, when it felt right, get back to work. People got very used to managing themselves in their own time. And now they're coming back to the office and they're going, hey, I don't want that. I don't want nor need that kind of oversight. This is something that I've been preaching about for years before COVID hit. It's like, you gotta trust your people. You gotta let people work the way they wanna work. People do not need nor want to be micromanaged. But we have this culture of fear and mistrust and control that we've been dealing with for generations. It's a very old paradigm, very old structure that has been conditioned right into us in modern times. And COVID broke that. And I, for one, could not be more grateful and excited at the shift that is going to come for our employees, for modern day workers, as a result of this experience we're having post-COVID. Now, of course, it's going to be messy. Of course it is. Creation is always messy in the beginning. Before you create something new and build a new structure, the old has got to crumble and come down. And of course, that's what we're experiencing. So what I want to put to you is to check in with your own conditioning. The people who are working for you, or maybe partners that you have, and this is maybe something you've already been, probably something you've already been on the lines of anyway, is like really allowing people to work in their most creative and productive way. And that's not necessarily the same way that you do it. So I want to encourage you to check in with your own conditioning, see where you're still feeling some rigidity in the way that you manage your people. And I want to encourage you to soften and fall into a little bit of more trust around how those people work. People are not going to put up with being micromanaged anymore. And frankly, you should not be micromanaging people, not because it's wrong to micromanage, although I don't really think it's ever helpful, but because you are a creator being. You are here contributing on a massive scale. If you're not yet, you will be contributing to the world on a massive scale. You need to be spending your time and attention on your self-care. I've done videos about this, on tapping into that creative energy. I've also done a video about that. You need to be stepping back and trusting your people to do what they need to do, what they have agreed to do, so that you can tune in to infinite consciousness and bring through and birth the next paradigm of services and offering through the vehicle of your passion. That's your job. You gotta hire the good people. Now, what does the good people mean? Here's the thing. Humans like to work. We go stir crazy when we have nothing to do. That's partly why we're so innovative, why we come up with new processes and systems and products, and we're constantly expanding and evolving technologically because we're curious and we're bored. Put those two things together and you make magic happen. But when people are not working, when they are left to their own devices, just with sort of left floating out in space, They don't like it. They want to work. They want to work with and for people who they believe in. They want to work for people who they believe in. Yes, your product and service is important. Yes, your business is important, the integrity of what you're putting out there. But the other thing that's important is their connection to you, because you set the energetic tone. It trickles all the way down through your organization. Whether you have a massive amount of employees, or whether you're working with some freelancers, or you have some business partnerships in the mix, however it's showing up for you right now, your people are connecting with you. And if you're dealing with somebody who you find to be lazy or ineffective, or you have to always be on them, it's not so much that you're wasting your time, you're spinning your wheels, because you're not dealing with somebody who's a really strong match for you, who believes in you and connects with you, and then believes in what you're putting out into the world. You gotta make space for that connection. So all the time and attention and focus you're putting on trying to get someone to do something that you two agreed upon, that's not a good match. You gotta let those people go. You cannot be spending your time in that capacity, nor should your managers be spending their time in that capacity. They need to be managing the people who are self-motivated, and people are always self-motivated when they're on board with something that feels like an energetic match for them. So let go of any of the dead weight, anything that you're dragging along. Let go with love. It doesn't necessarily mean that these people are bad or wrong, or they're not effective. They may be very effective in another capacity, but you need people who are going to be effective for your capacity, and those are the people that are an energetic match for you. And you have to make space for that, and you do that by letting go of the dead weight and allowing yourself to open up to the people who are going to show up on your doorstep and be like, you are the man, the woman, and I want to be part of what you're doing here. Trust yourself enough to step back from the micromanaging and make the space and allow those people to show up for you. Because micromanaging is also a self-sabotaging behavior. When you are in your creative space, when you are on the bleeding edge of your business, of your creation, and pushing it and pushing it and pushing the limits, you're very vulnerable. You're in your power, but you're also very responsible. And one of the ways that the ego comes in and grabs hold of us and puts us back in our little box is to say, let's focus on how that person is working. Let's focus on the output of that person instead of the connection and the output of you, where you shine, where your gifts show up and make a difference and an impact in this world. Okay, so some food for thought. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment. Are you sort of like on board with this already? Is this kind of how you've been rolling and how you're feeling? Is this feeling validating for you? Or do you see this differently? Do you feel like people need more management? If so, why? Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. We are all here from learning from each other, and I appreciate you so much. Don't forget to tune in next week on Tuesday for another soundbite bridging energy and business. This is such an exciting topic. So, love you madly.